So this is my Sunday morning routine, and as I get older it seems harder and harder for me to sleep in. So Sunday morning is a thing that I do now. And here's how that usually goes. It usually starts off by me trying to get a white chocolate croissant from Daniel's Bakery.
White chocolate croissant sold out!
Everything that happens on Sunday morning is based on whether or not I get a white chocolate croissant. Once I realize I'm not getting one of those, then it's time for coffee. Usually I'll walk to a nice coffee shop, but it's really hot today, so I'm not gonna walk. I'm instead just gonna go get an ice cap from Tim Hortons. Next up on the Sunday morning routine tour is a quick trip to the convenience store to pick up the Sunday New York Times. So we got our paper, we got our cold beverage. Now we just find a spot in the shade and just chill, read. See if we can't find something interesting to talk about. Why the New York Times, and well, why a newspaper? Having a physical paper, being able to read the news, it's an activity. I can sit here in the park, chill, read, be offline, kind of disconnected for a little bit. So rarely in life these days do we get to do things that kind of go at our own pace, or we just are not on anybody else's clock. It's like my table opened up in the shade, so I'm gonna make a move over there. Oh, much better. It's like a 10-degree difference. Whew, way better. There's an interesting article here about how malls might be in trouble, and that's pretty obvious when you actually go to a mall. I went to the mall yesterday, and it is not a great experience. What with the masks, hand sanitizing, and just all the additional protocols, having to line up to get into a store. It's just not conducive to the mall experience that you're probably used to. There's an article in here about whether banks should cancel the debt of black consumers in order as a form of reparations. The data is definitely not great. The average black families on average had $8,554 in consumer debt in September 2019, pay more in debt, about $735 in interest for every $10,000 they owe, compared with $514 for white families. Black families are the only racial group that owes more than their belongings are worth. If you're a black family in America, I would honestly not hold your breath for the day when banks just cancel your debt. So in the meantime, while there's a struggle for racial and social justice, one of the things that you can do, one of the best things anybody can do to improve their financial situation and secure the legacy of future generations and their family, is get out of debt. Get out of debt and stay out of debt. Don't use a credit card. Don't get a car loan. You're sort of paying rent on your own money. I'll link below to some resources and some companies that help you get out of debt, that are sort of proponents of this philosophy. We committed ourselves to, from the beginning of our marriage, to be completely debt-free. So we spent the first 5 months of being married, literally every spare dollar was going into paying off our debt. And since then, we've traveled. You can see, we've traveled the world. I've, bought camera gear. I've bought a drone that I crashed the other day. But especially for those trying to fight for social and racial justice, the best way to help your community, the best way to have leverage, to be able to quit a job where your boss is racist, to be able to start a new business, is from a position of power, from a position of autonomy and independence. Otherwise, you're always going to be dependent on these bank loans that, as we've seen and learned over the past few weeks, have highly racist tendencies. Yeah, that means maybe you're not buying the latest iPhone or the new BMW or whatnot. Stop trying to hack credit cards by building points and things like that. You're putting yourself at risk. right? All those people who said, I pay my bills off on time every month, so I never pay interest. But then a pandemic hits and you lose your job, and suddenly you're paying interest. And if you're just making the minimum payments during this pandemic, your debt load is increasing every month. So every month you're getting weaker and weaker and weaker financially. Don't buy into this like consumer centric economy that you just have to buy stuff you don't need and can't afford. Get out of consumer debt and commit to never again going into debt. Got it? Will you do that favor for me, please? Please? Cool.
I buy something I want and then hope that I can pay for it, right?
No. You make sure you have money, then you buy it.
Oh, then you buy it.
We're about to have lunch, which is, in this case, it's gonna be leftovers from the Hortica house where we went the other day. Check out the video from that up here somewhere. That's one of the best things about that place is that you have enough food for leftovers, and the leftovers are freaking delicious. So after this, there's definitely gonna be a nap in order, and then at some point I gotta finish the video for today. Anyway, that's my Sunday morning usually. Like, subscribe, all that fun stuff, and we'll see you tomorrow in the next video.